Chris, did you want to kick it off with these guys, mate?
Hey guys, thanks for jumping on. Reece, just perhaps to begin with you, mate. Can you just tell us, backline, is everyone okay? Karevi obviously had a bit of an injury before he left to go for South Africa. How's everyone shaping up?
Yeah, everyone's tracking really well. Obviously got a quality, rehab team. They've been working really hard to get back on the park. So we're looking forward to hopefully being at full strength this weekend.
And just a two-part question. Kicking is going to be a big part, I imagine, in Pretoria altitude. Tell us a bit about, is there more kicking, do you think, under an Eddie Jones coach side? And secondly, how important is experience? You're one of the few guys that have played in Pretoria played in South Africa and faced these kind of conditions.
Yeah, it's obviously it's a big part of the game over here in South Africa. Obviously, the ball travels a little bit further. I think South Africa traditionally have been a very good kicking team. They put a lot of pressure on teams through both contestable and long kicking, and we'll need to be smart in terms of how we counteract that, and also how we put pressure on them through our kicking game. So it'll be a massive part of the game, as it is in most test matches, and hopefully we can, come out on the positive side of that kick battle.
Nath, you want to jump on?
Just to continue on from where Christy said, Hodge, I think you were one of the few players in this team to play that game. And I believe it was 2016 the last time the Wallabies played it in Pretoria. Just what's your memories of the atmosphere and what to expect from the crowd that's going to be waiting?
Very loud, very parochial. I remember last time, I think 2016, it was a full house in Pretoria, and everyone's cheering the Springboks on. So really just means that we got to connect as a group. We're the only Aussies out there, and make sure that we're as a squad of 23, and also an extended squad, we're coming together to do whatever we can to combat what's probably going to be a pretty tough atmosphere to play in front of. But also, I guess in that respect, it's exciting, and have the chance to go to Pretoria and hopefully get a win is something that excites the whole squad.
And Rob, for yourself, you're one of the Brumbies that came in later into this sort of camp compared to, say, maybe the Reds and Waratahs guys. I'm just wondering, do you notice that belief when you came in that this team can become the first Wallabies side to win in Pretoria?
Yeah, I think from our April camp back then, all Eddie was talking about was belief. And I think, when we came straight back into camp, that's all the boys were talking about. And, all the boys are confident as well. If we don't believe ourselves that we can win this game, then who else is going to believe in us? So, I think the belief is strong in this team, and just hoping we can play a good game this week, and hopefully get the win against South Africa.
Mel, did you have something?
Hi guys. This question is for Reece. Reece, I just wondered if you'd seen the South African team that's been named. Obviously, they've named Manny Libok as their fly half, who's only played 3 tests there. So I just sort of wondered, I guess, what you knew about him, and maybe if it, might change your approach to the game, or what your expectation sort of is the way that the Boks are going to play.
No, I think obviously Manny got a couple of tests in the spring tour or the autumn internationals last year, and played really well against Italy, I think it was. He's a quality player. Obviously been playing really well for the Stormers for a number of years now, and putting his hand up for selection, and he hasn't let the Springboks down when he's got a chance at test level. So we know they've got a lot of depth in a lot of positions in the back line, probably the same in the forward pack as well. They have the luxury of 4, 5, 6 guys in one position that can step up to the rigours of test footy. So we're expecting a tough battle on the weekend. They've obviously named a very strong side, and they're going to be coming out firing in their first home test of the year. So we don't really expect too much different there in terms of selection.
And just finally, I guess, and you don't feel any what are your thoughts? I guess, I suppose, the fact that they have sent on, I guess, a lot of their stars already to New Zealand. Do you feel like that they've got the depth, obviously, that they're not sort of disrespecting Australia, I suppose?
No, as I said, they've got, very strong depth in every position, and look at the team they've put out on the weekend. It's a very high quality team, and it's going to be a massive test for us. But we're just focusing more on ourselves and how we're preparing for the weekend, and hopefully if we can execute our game plan, we'll go a long way to getting us a result.
Thanks.
Apologies for my pronunciation, but Kaniso, if you wanted to ask a question.
Thank you very much, Monty. Good afternoon, guys. I'm Reece. You've spoken a bit on Man in particular, but where would you rate a Damian Willemse? Because I think he's a player you would have come across towards the latter stages of Super Rugby. What have you made of him and his development as a utility player for the Boks?
Yeah, he's obviously a really quality player as well. Kind of met Damien probably 5 or so years ago, and he was a young guy coming through, playing a lot of 10, a bit of 15, and now we've seen him play it in the centres at test level and also thrive at 10 and 15 as well. So obviously him having it on the bench there, they've the ability to come on and spark some attack, whether it's at 10 centre or 15 later in the game. So he's someone that we definitely got to do our homework on, and know that he's going to pose a threat there when he comes on the field. But just bring it back to ourselves again, make sure that we're prepared, our game plan, and whatever they throw at us in that second half when he's on, hopefully we can look after it.
Thank you.
Nathan, you have your hands up this.
Thank you. Good day, gentlemen. Rob, Kiwi Ben O'Keefe will be in charge of the whistle. Anything that stands out about his refereeing and officiating?
Nah, nothing. Obviously, he had a game for Brums a couple of weeks ago, and I think he copped it a bit from the crowd and spectators there. But the ref's call is final, and I backed him in all those calls as well. So that's part of rugby, and I hope he goes well this weekend as well.
Reece, I check you guys had an early gym session this morning. I'm not sure if it was this morning, but anyway, on the topic of your coach, Mr. Eddie Jones, he's got quite a reputation across the globe. How has he been as a coach thus far in bringing the team together in a short period of time? And they can maybe talk about his personality as well in camp.
Yeah, I think one thing that Eddie's brought in is a lot of detail. He's one of the hardest workers I've come across. He's very meticulous in the preparation, both in the last few weeks of camp for training and also leading into the first test. He's pretty impressive, and all the assistants as well have been working very hard to prepare for this first game and for the rest of the campaign. Then the other thing that sticks out for Eddie is he's actually pretty funny. Gets the boys laughing quite a bit in camp, and it's always good for the vibes when he cracks a joke in a team meeting or something like that. It's been a good environment to be a part of. One where we're working hard but also having a bit of fun as well.
Then lastly, Rob, back to you.
Sorry, Jan, we might jump to you, please, mate.
Thank you. Reece, this is a bit more personal. Jan de Koning, Rugby 365. I don't know how many times you've kicked at altitude, but can you remember what's the longest kick, both in terms of distance out of hand and in distance at poles that you landed successfully?
I can't really give you a number there. I don't know if I can give you that headline, but I've been practicing a little bit this week, as we always do at altitude, and the ball definitely flies a little bit further. So I think the challenge heading into the weekend is making sure that myself and all the other kickers in our team can get some positive results, whether that's infield kicking or going for poles as well. So it's exciting for a kicker. Obviously, you get a few extra meters, bit of bonus at altitude, and we'll see how it pans out on the weekend.
So you're comfortable lining up a few inside your own half?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Did you have a question? Morgan, either.
So, sorry, sorry about that. I was on mute. My question is for Rob. The loose chair that the Springboks have selected is quite a big one, but it's probably not the fastest. Is that an advantage to the Wallabies this weekend?
No, I don't think so. I think they're, as you said, they're big boys, especially with Dwayne there at the back of the scrum. I think we're going to have to be wary of him and the other two there as well. Big ball carriers, and when I think of the Springboks, that's what they bring, big boys and good ball carriers there. So we're going to have to find ways to bring them to the ground and try to slow them up there in that way. And yeah.
Can I go, please?
Sure. Last one online. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Speaking of the big boys, guys, both of you, there's a 6-2 split towards the forwards from Russie's and Jacques' team. What do you make of that? Any comments as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, obviously with the Springboks, their forwards do a lot of the work with their big carries there. So I think we're thinking that they're just going to try and bully us with their forward pack, and you're obviously going to need some reserves to come on the field there. So I think us as forwards we're ready for that. And it's going to be an 80-minute game at a high pace and a lot of impact on the field. So
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time online. I'll be on the phone if you need anything else. Thank you.